good morning, good morning, Unity San Francisco. Okay, it's early. I'll give you that. Good morning, good morning. Well, we're going to do some traveling music for you. For those of you who just can't tear yourself away from the eggs and the bacon downstairs, we got a little something different from our good friend Stevie Wonder. Oh, so long for this night I pray that a star would guide you my way to share with me this special day. Well, the ribbons in the sky for our love. If allowed, may I touch your hand, and if pleased, may I once again, so that you too will understand. There's a ribbon in the sky for our love. This is not a coincidence, and for more than a lucky chance, but what it is that was always meant is a ribbon in the sky for our love. With God on our side, we find strength in each tear we cry. From now on, it will be you and I, and a ribbon in the sky, a ribbon in the sky, a ribbon in the sky for our love. There's a ribbon in the sky for our love. Yeah. Thank you. Good morning, Unity San Francisco. Welcome back home. Welcome back home to that place and that space where you know that we will welcome you no matter what. We will honor you no matter what. We will celebrate you no matter what. That's what you found today. Amen, amen. All right. So we have a special guest vocalist. Her name is Astra Fox. And she's going to join us on stage, and she's going to lead us in her opening song.
Good morning. So happy to be here. This is a really special song because I wrote it for my sister. So I invite you to embody these lyrics as you empower yourself to take action. Making changes for myself. I deserve a wealth of help. Get moving, watch me go. There's no waiting for tomorrow. It's the greatest satisfaction. I'm taking action. I'm taking action. Standing up for myself, feeling better in every cell. Keep it moving, watch me go. Stepping up as my own hero. It causes a chain reaction. I'm taking I'm taking action. I could count every reason to let my life pass me by. I've held on through the seasons that were the hardest to survive. And I survived, transforming myself from the ashes of phoenix, healed, spiral upwards. Watch me grow. If I don't try, then I'll never know. Fully driven by my passion, I'm taking action. I'm taking action. It's the greatest satisfaction.
Astra Fox.
Astra Fox, thank you. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Welcome to Unity San Francisco. Welcome to this gorgeous day in San Francisco and this gorgeous day in your consciousness. So it is summer officially, right? Woo! Right? It's here. And while it is a beautiful day in San Francisco, I also have a great announcement. We finally got, after a year of waiting, a PG&E has finally connected our new electricity, and we have our new air conditioning system. Not that we need it today, but if it was hot in here today, we could turn on the air, and that choice just feels really good. For those of you who are new, my name is Reverend Ken Daigle. I have the honor of being the senior minister here. And we bought this building 5 years ago and have been slowly renovating it, sometimes excruciatingly slowly renovating it. But it has also been such an incredible blessing. So everyone who has donated to it, everyone who has been part of the process, everyone who's been here helping clean it and shift it. The bottom of my heart just says thank you. Little by little, step by step, moment by moment, we are creating the new Unity San Francisco. So give yourselves a huge round of applause. So we stand on the shoulders of giants, spiritual leaders who have come before us and have remembered the truth that no matter what is happening on the outside, the most important thing is what's happening within us. So this week, especially these last couple of days, we have watched nations treat each other incredibly dangerously. We have watched people and humanity suffer at the hands of our leaders and the hands of people who know better. So I want to say that clearly and with compassion, that leaders around the world are acting what they think is their best interest and the best interest of their people. But we also know there's another way. There's a way of peace. There's a way of wholeness. There's a way to make change in the world without bombs, without killing, without destruction. And what's going on in the world right now, we do not sit silently by and watch it, because neutrality is also complicity. And we also do not join in hatred. We do not join in negativity. We do not join in condemnation. We stand for what we know is the higher and the better way. Dialogue, love, compassion, understanding, peace, and serenity. And those things are not easy, and they're not simple. But it is what I know that unity teaches. It is what I know that we are all called to be. Something bigger, something braver, something more substantial than is currently being demonstrated by the world's leaders. And if they're not going to do it, I guess it's mine to do. So when we are faced in these times with hatred, with condemnation, with isolation and marginalization and us and them, I think it is our time to rise up and say, there is a better way. One of the things that you will experience and you will know is from this platform is that we are unapologetically inclusive. Yes. Right? And so it's easier to say unapologetically inclusive than to be it. Right? Because that means we have to open the space in our hearts for the people we disagree with vehemently. We have to open the space in our consciousness for understanding that everyone is doing the best they can at any particular moment. And so when we can come to life that way, we begin to see it differently. We have been celebrating and honoring this entire month Pride, because in 1968 and 69, a group of people who had had enough stood up and said, I am here, and I have worth, and I have value. Yes. And we stand on the shoulders of those spiritual giants as well. So here today, we are showing and we are demonstrating how diversity really shows up. Every Sunday, we have shown a video of someone else talking about their journey into standing in their pride. And today, we have a video I'd like to share with you.
Go, Dr. Roberto Che Spinoza here with my partner, Aaron.
Hi.
And we wanted to share a little bit about what Queer Joy is for us, just to engage in some self-care. And so this month in Pride, we are focusing on caring for ourselves so that we can care for the world.
I've also been up here working with a collaborator and dancing in the studio and working with people that I don't normally work with. And I think that's what it is. That for me is Queer Joy I can really experience it in these expansive moments where we can slow down.
Yes, slowing down. In fact, we slowed down to smell the roses. Y'all take care.
We did.
Self-care and some slowing down, right? Let's take a deep breath together. And let the exhale take away all that you need to have taken away, all the stress and the worry and the concern. Our prayer chaplains are surrounding us both here in the room and our prayer chaplains that are online, holding us online. So whether you're here or somewhere across the world right now, listening to this, we know that you are not here by accident, but you are here. You are here to live, to learn, and to know the truth of your being, to express yourself fully and completely. And that means taking time to rest, taking time to nurture, taking time to center. Center in the one power and the one presence. Center into a place of serenity and peace that knows I have everything I need, that all that I desire is at hand, and that all that I long for is right here. In this moment, I invite you to imagine with me peace on earth, serenity within, love, unchained, unbounded, and unconditional. To remember that God is, that I am, and that life is unfolding in divine order. I know as I say that and as we pray it, it is hard to wrap our heads around when there is pain, suffering, and injustice. But divine order works through time and space. Divine order works through every nuance of the human expression and lives in spiritual perfection. So while we can't see it and know it, God is. Spirit is. Love is at work. And so for this time together, and for the truth of this, we celebrate by saying, I love unconditionally. I love wastefully. And I love completely. And so it is. Amen.
Love transcends time. Love is sublime. Love is the why and the reason behind almost every smile. Love is worthwhile. Love hurts sometimes. But the hurt shows the worth of the heart that's a part of a love intertwined. Oh, love, love is the answer. Oh, love is the key. There is no distance, no difference between you and me. Oh, love is the answer. Oh, love is the key. There is no distance, no difference between you and me. Oh, love is everything It's all love. It's all love. It's all love. Love is everything. To be loved is to be blessed. But to love is the true test. To choose love over fear and then face in your mirror all the pains of your past. Love holds us up. Love is more than enough. Love is a choice to lift every voice when the going gets rough. Oh, love is the answer. Oh, love is the key. There is no distance, no difference between you and me. Oh, love is the answer. Oh, love is the key. There is no distance, no difference between you and me. Oh, love is everything. It's all love. It's all love. It's all love. Love is everything. Sing with me. It's all love. It's all love. It's all love. Love is everything. Love is everything. It's all love.
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 Love is everything. Sing that. Love is everything. Love is what? Love is everything. Love is what?
Love is everything.
Love
is everything.
Love is everything.
Love is everything.
Love is all we
Love
need.
is everything.
Love is what we hear.
Love is everything.
Love
is everything. Love is everything.
Love is everything. Yes, it is. Good morning, good morning. I'm going to have Tom join me.
Indeed, love is the answer.
Love is the answer.
Love is the answer.
Imagine
Good
what a
morning.
different world it would be if we approached everything from a position of love.
Good morning. I'm Tom Lenoble. I'm your board chair.
I'm Misa.
It's
Hey.
good to see you and have you here this morning. You know, I had this really great experience, and I want to share it with you because I love our senior minister, but I love him more this week. I got to participate in a meeting at Unity Conference by Zoom, where Unity World Headquarters and Unity Worldwide Ministry is looking at this merger. They've been separate for 60 years. And our very own Reverend Ken Daigle was leading ministers from around the world, leading the presentation of bringing people together into a new vision. We know what that's like here. But watching him in that environment was empowering, Misa. It was uplifting. And I'm proud to tell you the straw vote was an overwhelming winner. So let's thank our
chairman of the board for Unity World Headquarters, Reverend Ken Daigle. I'm excited for the future of unity. I'm excited for what we can do. What is it? There will actually be unity in unity.
Unity within unity.
Unity
Yes,
within unity.
that's my new thing.
I don't know how many of you are aware, but the Unity Worldwide Ministries and Unity World Headquarters, two completely separate entities doing completely separate things. But now, thanks to Reverend Ken, and a lot of other people, we're all going to come together with a unified vision and a unified, purpose. And, just seeing that alignment again, like Tom said, after 60 years of being divided, to have unity in unity where everyone is on the same page and working together as a collective to further this powerful message. I'm excited.
Yeah, it's great. And your vice chair, Emmy Kelly, who's on a Zoom, or you can say hello to her at the meet and greet. If you have any questions, you can ask either one of us about our experience. She was participating too. It was really, I'm telling you, really, really special. So what else is going on, Misa?
Oh, well, life is lifing. Kind of hardcore this week, but let's focus on the positives. There are amazing things happening in the world in contrast to all of the not so amazing things that are happening in the world. And it is just a beautiful thing to see a lot of people standing up and affirming what we affirm every week and what we live into, that we're going to be unapologetically inclusive. So when people tell you you can't live a certain way, living that way is an act of defiance and a sacred service. So I just want to, especially during Pride Month, knowing how Pride started with the Stonewall riots and understanding the battles that our trans and LGBTQIA plus family members suffer through every day. It's also Black Music Month, so you kind of tie in that Black experience as well. There are so many marginalized and disenfranchised people in the world, and everybody has a tale to tell. Everyone has a tale to tell. So when I see acts of defiance, when I see people saying enough is enough, when they're standing up and they're doing it the right way, because there is a wrong way. We don't sow division. We sow love. We sow peace. We don't stand against, we stand for. And when people stand for their principles and they shine their light for what is right, that just brings me joy. So it is a beautiful, challenging time to be alive, but to see people come into the fullness of their purpose is a beautiful sight to see.
It is. I had this experience yesterday. I was sitting in a shop and there was a woman next to me and she was on the phone. It was all this busyness and all this logistics stuff going on, which got my interest, and I love logistics. So I was like, what's happening here, right? And I realized as this was happening, this trans woman next to me was Suzanne Ford, who's our executive director of San Francisco Pride. Well, we struck up a conversation, found out we were in the same cities at the same time, back in the day, in the same places, but hearing her perspective on leading what's going on this week was really powerful. So it was watching, just as Misa said, people coming together. We may not always look at things the same, but we can sure come together and express them, right?
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Yes. And we have an affirmation for that.
We do. And we ask that you hold it in your heart. Don't just say it because, lip service. Fill it with conviction and understanding of the part you play in changing the world. Because it starts with you. It starts within. You change your heart. You change your mind. You change your actions. That ripples out into the world and makes a larger effect. So can we know this together? I commit to awakening myself and the world to infinite possibilities. And so it is.
So it is. Love is the answer. Yes, it is. Did everyone get a bulletin? If you didn't, please raise your hand, and our wonderful ushers will bring you one in right around. There they are. And I'd love to refer you to the spiritual connection card inside. We're going to refer to it again later, but for now, you can see here it's to let us know who you are and make sure our databases are updated. And I saw some new faces here today, and we'd love for you to fill this out. We are so grateful you're with us, and we'd love to know how you heard about us, and we welcome you today. And also, if you're online on Zoom or Livestream with us for the first time, we welcome you. We have a special gift for you out in the foyer. If you're here, drop something in the chat, and we have something as well for you there. And please fill these out. We're going to refer to them a little later. Thank you. And now we wanted to tell you we have meditations here. This morning, usually we have a sound meditation in the morning with Reverend Elizabeth, but our very own Reverend Ken led a meditation this morning. I heard it was really great. He was trying out something new, so if you were in it, you might share it with us later about how that went. But it was really great, so please join us for those sound meditations on 10:15 Sunday morning, also midday during the week, 15 minutes, a little pick-me-up with our prayer chaplains at 12 o'clock for a little meditation that will lift you up. And then we have an archive of meditations, 5, 10, 15 minutes that you can listen to. And one of my favorite things is all the music, the services are there. As I always say, I have a song I listen to Misa sing at least twice a week. It gets me through the week. And with that, I'm going to turn you over to our music team for our community song. After, we're going to have a meet and greet afterwards. So if you're online, you can jump over and we'll go back there and say hello to you. But for now, I give you the music team.
So we'd like to invite you to stand as you're willing and able and join us in singing a reimagining of a song you've been hearing the last couple of weeks. I am as God created me. I am a light in this world. I am as God created me. I am, I am, I am. I am as God created me. I am the light in this world. I am as God created me. I am, I am, I am. I am as God created me. I am the light in this world. I am as God created me. I am, I am, I am. 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 I am as God created me. I am the light in this world. I am as God created me. I am, I am, I am. I am as God created me. I am the light in this world. I am as God created me. I am, I am, I am. I am as love created me. I am the light in this world. I am as love created me. I am, I am, I am. 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 reached our time of interactive meet and greet. Please greet your neighbor with a handshake or a hug. Please also say hello to our online family. Welcome to our contemplative Sunday service.
Hello. It's good to see you. Hi, Emmy. Hi, Nancy. Hi, Dave. Hi, Luna. Hi, Stacy. Hi, Gabby. Hi, B. Hi, Chelsea. It's good to see you all. Happy Sunday. It's so good to see you. It's great to have you with us. Emmy, it's always a delight to see you. Jump in.
Oh, hi, Dave. Hi, Emmy. Hi, everybody. Nancy, Gaby, Stacy, Luna. Luna, you're frozen, but I know you're the person behind that. Come here. Look who's here now.
Hey, happy Sunday, everybody. Good to see you all.
Nice to see you. Yesterday was wonderful, Emmy, and I understand you had a great conference. Good.
Our board person of the day,
Hi, how are you?
Miss Mary.
Good morning. Hi. Hello, everybody. Happy Sunday. I gotta come over here. Okay. Hi, Gabby and Luna and Nancy. Hi, Emmy. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday, Stacy. And Dave.
To your right.
Hi, Dave. Oh, I'm sorry. Hi, Dave. Hi, everyone. Good to see you. Good to see you.
Chelsea. Hi, everybody. Happy Sunday. You all look so beautiful.
And now Laura Lee's gonna sing a song. Oh, no. See you guys later.
Hi. Kick it back to me. Hey, everybody. Welcome back. Wow. Okay, the buzz in this room. I was like, okay, if you can hear my voice, clap your hands. If you can hear my voice, clap your hands. If you can hear my voice, one more time, clap your hands. Here we go. Come on, Joshua. Can I hold you? All right. So, for those of you who haven't noticed, this is a little different for us today. This is called our contemplative service. And if this is contemplative, wow, you guys are just so filled with energy, right, Roz? So we don't have our full band here. Usually we have a 4-piece band, but what we are doing once a quarter now is slowing ourselves down and sitting into the serenity and the silence. So if you've noticed something different about what we're doing here, that's what it is. We have art. Oh my God. And we have Astra, and we have Misa, and we have Callie, and we have our kids. So this is our kids program directors, and these are 2 of our kids. Also, we're missing a whole bunch of the other kids today, but we know that this blessing isn't just for these kids, it's for all the world's kids, and it's for our inner child. So if you didn't hear this when you were growing up, if you didn't have people tell you this affirmation that they're going to put up on the screen behind me, I want you to hear it from me today. You are God's perfect expression of divine life. I see you and I love you exactly the way you are. If you could now share that with me for these kids and for the world's children. Together. You are God's perfect expression of divine life. We see you and we love you exactly the way you are. And so it is. All right, Joshua, you can go back downstairs now. Exactly the way you are. It's my little frog. All right, and once again, it is my pleasure to give you Astra Fox.
Take a breath, take a breath. Revolving tide, creating life. You are the one, I am the one. Evolving mind, healing life. You are the one. We are one. You are a part of it, and I am a part of it. Magic happens everywhere. Take a breath, you'll find it there. You are a part of it, and I am a part of it. Magic happens everywhere. Take a breath, take a breath. Revolving tide, creating life. You are the one, I am the one. Evolving mind, healing life. You are the one. We are one. You are a part of it, and I am a part of it. Magic happens everywhere. Take a breath, you'll find it there.
Astra Fox. Thank you. I shared this last week. I wanted to acknowledge the incredible screen behind me. This is a 1-year anniversary of this screen. And so for those of you who don't know, what happened is our old screen broke, and it was much smaller than this. And at the same time, people we'd been working with creating a project here called Discovery, which we've been doing for a year now, about creating small little conferences around specific topics where we bring in thought leaders from around the world to come speak to us here. They said, well, we want a backdrop for our events, and I talked them into this screen. And they donated $40,000 to it, and then you donated the next $10,000 to it. And we shifted everything within a week. We went from a broken screen and making do to abundance and prosperity and this life-giving space. And we've totally transformed what was a pipe organ into a living, breathing instrument for this century. So that's just amazing, right? I just wanted to focus on it. We've been living with it for a year, and we every week our community learns different ways to use this screen. And I was sitting out and watching this going, how the energies that our amazing AV team, the images that they choose really shift us and match what's going on in the service. They are part of the creation of this spiritual community and this spiritual experience. And one of the most amazing things about my job is I get to spend my life thinking about spiritual principle, how to apply them in our lives, and how they affect individuals and whole systems as we move through life. And some days I sit and wonder that is what I do and get paid for, right? And it's like, and I am so grateful that every iota of support I get from you allows me to do my job more completely, more fully, more helpfully to the world. And I just like to point out, in sitting in front of me are two individuals that just were with me in Kansas City this week, and they've come to visit us here today. And one of them is Reverend Roz, who was just ordained on Monday. So stand up, Reverend Roz. And Roz, we know and affirm that your ministry and your work in this movement will be amazing and beyond all of your expectations, because that is what happens when you step forward and say yes to Spirit. So thank you for your service. So today, I'm going to take your questions. I want to take your questions about spiritual principle, about spiritual practices, about the spiritual journey that you may be on. And while I promise to answer, I may not have the answer you're looking for, but it will reflect my deepest understanding and where I am right now. But what I want to point out is that the questions all have value. And that the spiritual questions that are pulling at your heart and your mind are the ones that the world needs to hear. So if it's rumbling around in your being, it's rumbling on the planet. And it needs to come out into the light of day and be addressed for us to lift ourselves from what is to what could be. Right? So I invite you to take a deep breath, to think and to allow that question that you need to ask or need to hear be brought into consciousness right now, into collective consciousness and individual consciousness. And that we allow this moment to be as it's truly meant to be. There are two people with microphones. I know everyone does this every time I do a question and answer session. They say, I can speak loudly. I don't need the microphone. Let me point out that we have more people watching us at home than we have watching us in the room. So no matter how loudly you speak, they cannot hear you unless you speak into a microphone, right? So I would ask you to wait for the microphone to come to you when you're ready. And it's time to play Stump the Minister. All right. So we have a question over here.
Thank you, Reverend Ken. I would like you to talk about healing grief. I've lost a precious person. I know other people in this community have recently lost some precious person to them. And while I believe that the essence goes on after death, I can't bring that to heal my grief. And I wish you could speak to that. Thank you.
Sure. So everyone, I just invite you to take a deep breath. One of the amazing things, Francine, that I have come to uncover about grief is that it actually doesn't diminish. And that sounds really harsh. But what I have also learned is that what happens is that life still continues to grow and unfold around it. And so the grief stays in a container inside our hearts because it is valuable to us. It is important to us. But that life also builds up around it so that the grief becomes a smaller and smaller part of our collective whole. And while that doesn't help in the middle, I get that. You're right in the pain of it right now, the preciousness of that. I remember standing here and standing with you when my nephew transitioned at 17 years old, had his own hand. And that just felt insurmountable at the time for many of us in my family. And I remember the people who literally were the scaffolding that held me up. And at his memorial service, which I led, my daughter, okay, thank you. My daughter, Roma, was in the audience at the memorial service, and she was sitting next to JD, my husband, and said, "Papa's crying." And JD said to her, "Yeah, it's okay. He's sad." And she goes, "But everybody's watching him." And it was wonderful to be able to allow Roma to see grief. And what we've always taught here, and what I've always known, is we never apologize for tears. They are such an honoring. So thank you for honoring your friend so much and sharing your grief, sharing your own personal loss. Because they know how precious it is to have the people who are our scaffolding not be there for us. And grief, as I've come to understand it, is the greatest transformative agent we can ever lean into. And many of us want to avoid it at all cost, want to avoid grief. It's too painful. It's too painful. But when we can lean into grief for a loved one, but also grief for our own shortcomings, grief for the things we did wrong, things we could have done better. When we can stand in our own grief, it becomes the thing that makes us take the next right step. It makes us do something differently. It makes us reach out to the friend we haven't talked to in too long, to the friend that we have blocked away because of one thing they said. I mean, that's it. They are dead to me. Well, life is too precious and too short to exclude anyone for a mistake, for a misunderstanding, for not being the wholeness that they could have been. When we can stand in our own grief and try as our best to forgive ourselves and to honor others, we don't let those moments go by. I don't know if you got to say a goodbye to your friend. You did. Oh, what a gift. What a gift. And if you didn't get to say goodbye, if anyone here didn't get to say goodbye to one of those friends, feel your feelings and do that now. Because it's for you, and they are everywhere present. They know it. All right, we have another question here and here.
Thanks for being here, Dr. D. Dr. Ken. This is related in a sense to that. I'm curious if Unity has, and you specifically, because I don't get the impression there's a lot of doctrine, more nearly presentation, self-deliverance in the face of decline with age or decline with a disability or anything of that sort. Does Unity, and do you have a thought on that? I know Buddhism is very against it, and many religions are, but I think it's going to be a big factor with people living a long time but not necessarily well during that long time. And along with that, I don't hear much said about, and it's not important necessarily, but do you think there's an afterlife, or do you think it's okay to presume otherwise? Those two things, euthanasia, thoughts on that, and an afterlife. Thank you.
So careful for what you ask for. I said to several people before I did this, going, I want tough questions. It's like, unapologetic manifestation. 2 weeks ago, I have a friend, I shared this a couple weeks ago, but I'll share it in greater detail right now. I've known for just about 40 years. We met in our 20s on Fire Island in New York City, right, off in New York City. And he is ill. He has MS and has been on a slow decline. And he we text frequently, and I see him when I can. He was recently hospitalized, and he texted me and said, I need a visit. So I went over to his house, and he started talking to me about wanting to end his own life, and that he didn't know if it was time or not. And so, first off, I said, I have no judgment at all about this. We talked about it, and we talked about how he would do it. He has a doctor lined up. It is legal here in California, if you don't know, to have doctor-assisted on this. And we went through all of his thinking around it. One of the things I said to him is, like, who would you want there? If you were going to do this, who would you want to be by your side? And he goes, well, I have these list of people. And he said, but I'm scared I'd impose on them. And I looked at him and said, they have agency, and so do you. No matter what's going on in your body, you still have agency, and you get to ask for what you want. And that's one of the things. So when you're talking to your loved ones and to your relatives about this, to please share with them what your desires are, because that's how you get them fulfilled. That's how you fulfill your desire here on earth, and you honor other people. And I said to him as well that I can be there for them. I can be there for them. We also had great conversations. He's atheist, and he doesn't believe necessarily in an afterlife, but we talked about it. One of the things he said is, I am so hopeful that actually when I do make my transition, that my beloved dog Dash is going to see me on the other side. Right? And I so resonated with that. And when I was at Unity Village last week, I took a picture of the Rainbow Bridge. We have an actual rainbow bridge that someone constructed in our pet cemetery spot. And so I sent a picture of him to him, and he said, that's exactly what I imagined it would look like, right? And then I said to him this. So I said, what do you want people to remember you for? And he thought about it for a second, and he was able to tell me exactly what he wanted to be remembered for. And then I was able to tell him how he was all those things to me and give him specific examples of how he had done those things and how I would never, ever forget them. And then the final thing I said with him was, he says, so what do you think? And I said, I think you're not there yet. And he said, what do you mean? And I said, because if you were ready, this would have been a totally different conversation. What you're asking me about is when you're ready, not if. And so I think it is one of the most courageous and beautiful things that people can do is to decide when to end this physical life. Unity teaches something very specific, and it's not dogmatic, but it's a teaching that we believe, is that life is eternal. And when I was growing up, I thought that meant that life went on after this, that I was conceived and made in this body, and that I would go on to something after this. But what I've come to understand about eternal is that it means that my spirit, my essence, my being pre-existed this body. And that's what will pre-exist after this body. And that this is the vehicle I'm in at the moment. But there's this incredible spectrum, and time doesn't exist in it, that it's all one. So the unity teaching is, yes, there is something beyond this life, beyond this beingness, and it's called infinite beingness, right? And that's what we return to. What exactly that looks like, I can't tell you, but I know it's fabulous. And I don't want to rush there. I want to make this heaven on earth. And that interaction I had with my dear friend Bruce was one of those moments of heaven on earth. Being with people when they're transitioning, when they are contemplating the meaning of life, is one of the greatest gifts you'll ever, ever have. And I am honored that I have had that experience with so many. I hope that answers your question.
Welcome home, Reverend Ken.
Thanks.
This question is going to really sound odd, given the really serious nature of the last two, but June has historically, in the more than 44 years David and I have been together, been a very celebratory month, not just because of Gay Pride, but both of our now departed parents' anniversaries. We still celebrate today. Our anniversary was just 5 days ago, our 17th wedding anniversary. And thank you. We are really feeling almost guilty and having a hard time reconciling what's happening in the world when I think of, the atrocities in Ukraine and what's happening in Palestine, now with what's happening in Iran. It almost feels like we shouldn't be celebrating the wonderful things that happen to us usually every June. And it's just been really hard for the both of us. And we're finding it difficult to just stay focused and at the same time being positive about what's happening here in our wonderful city, enjoying this beautiful weather we're having, knowing that the rest of the world is in such turmoil and it's been created by people that don't get that there's a better way than being everything that we all believe is, wrong with the world. I wondered if you could sort of touch on that.
So I think a great way to teach people that we should be living more loving and joyfully would be to be angry and mad. That was a joke. So here's the dilemma, right? So when we would squelch our own joy, squelch our own happiness, squelch our own celebrations because of how other people are behaving or because there is pain in the world, we actually are creating more pain. We're actually not lifting things up. I shared this when I was with Byron Katie once. I was talking about the struggles of raising my teenage son at the time. And she asked me a question. Well, I wanted to teach him how to be happy, how to live a happy life. And she go, well, isn't the way to do that to live a happy life? If we want to be the example in the world, we celebrate the milestones. We celebrate the success. We celebrate diversity. We celebrate love. We celebrate joy in the midst of the pain, in the midst of the sorrow. Both things can happen at the same time. You can hold two thoughts in your mind and two emotions in your mind at the same time. We frequently do, and it's what makes us so conflicted, right? I can laugh at funerals. I can cry at weddings. Those things happen because we are so complex and the world is so complex, right? But to subjugate our own joy because of the misbehavior or the pain of other people is a form of self-sacrifice that I don't think helps. Yes, we can acknowledge and should and will and do acknowledge the suffering, the pain of other people. It shouldn't be. But it always has been. There are people who came before you and I who lived lives that were not able to celebrate their love openly. There are people who were tortured, and there are people in the world today who are killed for who they are. And I would say to you that you're celebrating and you're standing up and honoring your love and your marriage is the greatest act of civil disobedience you could ever do in the world. And it is a way of doing it without anger. And it's a way of doing it without creating more pain in the world. It's showing by shining example what love can do. All right? And so feel the sorrow, feel the hurt, feel the anger. Do not squelch any of those, but also do not squelch the love and the joy and the happiness. Right? No, we have other questions here. Hi. Use the
Hi, my name's Bri. This is scary for me. I was a toss out as a kid, a very small little kid. I was a toss out onto the streets. And yeah, I was a mistake, baby. And this old couple picked me up and raised me, but they raised me pagan and Wicca and witchcraft, and that's all I know. I never went to school, never went to college, but that's all I know. And sometimes when I leave here, I feel a little guilty. I'm like, wow. But then when I'm doing magic and stuff like that, I always feel a homeboy speaking to me, and I can feel and smell jasmine, and he says he's Jesus. And I believe that because everything that tingles in my chest comes true. Is that okay to do both?
Yes. Next question. So wait, I'm going to address it, Bri. So pagan has become a pejorative, but pagan only means indigenous religion. It means the cultural, spiritual religion of our ancestors. And it's the religion that everything that we say, we call Christianity, we call Judaism, we call Muslim, we call all those things, comes out of that paganism. All that indigenous religion and spiritual practices have been fully incorporated into all the world's religions right now, including unity. We use pagan rituals all the time here. Burning bowl, it's a pagan ritual, right? Easter is a pagan ritual, right? So this idea that any one faith, any one religion, any one spiritual path is better or more evolved than the other is bullshit. Sorry, I said it out loud from platform. BS. It is a belief system, a BS, that keeps us trapped and small. Whatever Spirit is calling you to, whatever Spirit is calling you to worship, to celebrate, to embody, is your highest calling. When you do it, to lift yourself and the world up. And if you're doing it correctly, it doesn't take away from other people. It actually lifts everyone, creates a win-win situation for the whole planet. And that's what the planet needs. Everyone standing up and saying, how can I express all that I have been given and all the joy and wisdom that is within me and create something for everyone? Because we live in an infinite universe with infinite potential. And your having what you need does not take away anything from anyone else. And your sharing that with us here today, Bri, actually lifts all of us up. Because each and every one of us has some kind of little family ritual that comes out, not out of Christianity, but comes out of our natural, organic longing for spirituality. It's why we honor the kids. They know that better than we do. They love magic. They love possibility. They love the intrigue, thus the conjuring. My daughter loves to make potions, right? And we call it holy water in Catholicism. One of my favorite is a priest I know that when he became a priest, his mom was so excited. He goes, every time he came home, she goes, you had to bring me holy water. For those of you who aren't raised Catholic, they bless the water. You can get little bottles of holy water. They sprinkle it on you at Catholic church. It's quite an interesting ritual. It's again, pagan. The ritual baths, right? And so he was so frustrated. He goes, Mom, I didn't bring you. So he walked over to the kitchen faucet and blessed it and said, there, you have a tap of holy water now. Right? And that's the capacity we all have, is to bless the water we take in every day and call it holy. Right? To bless the flow of life to us and call it holy. Now I'm going over, so I'm going to take one more question. Who has the burning desire for one last question? Here we go.
Hey, Ken, with all the turmoil that's happening in the world right now, I think prayer is very powerful. Can you explain the metaphysics of how our prayers work?
Yes. So unity is part of the New Thought movement, which means taking on new thought, that it's not brand new, but we are personally taking on new thought. The metaphysics of how prayer works, as our understanding of it, is we don't beg or beseech. There is not a deity up in the sky causing people to be bombed, obliterating whole nations or people or classes of people. What there is human consciousness operating on a lower level. So when we can take on a new thought and we can shift our thinking of us and them, good and bad, right and wrong, to understanding that divine order is at work, that wholeness and healing are operating as the essential part of our being, and that love, even when we can't see it or feel it, is the most powerful change agent on the planet. We shift ourselves for the situation, and the situation has no choice but to shift. The situation isn't being shifted by some deity or by the power of our prayer, but by the effect of our shift in consciousness. So consciousness is a really fancy word, again, to be for belief system. And if we believe something is impossible, guess what? It is. But when we believe it is possible even that much, that there could be peace on earth, that there could be love as the primary example of how to operate, then we can see those seas part. We can see nations rise, and we can see people of every walk of life honored, celebrated, and cared for. That which you do to the least of my brothers and sisters, you do to me. It's a spiritual teaching that transcends any faith. That which we hold in our heart and minds simultaneously is what we create in the world. So when you see evil, notice where it abides within you. When you see fear, notice that you are fearful too, and work on shifting you. And that's the metaphysics of prayer. We shift ourselves so that the outside can shift. Our prayer chaplains, who are wearing white stoles here today, train in this all the time. They are the greatest examples and champions of affirmative prayer. And I invite you to pray with them today. And let's do it now. Let's take this to our time of meditation and do an example of how to shift to a world that works for everyone. No exceptions and no exclusions. Call into your heart right now, into your heart space. Someone, something, some situation that you want to see shifted. And I invite you to feel fully into the pain, the difficulty, the mistake you may have made, to the horrors of human suffering, and into your own grief. For you have infinite capacity to hold it. You are stronger than you will ever know. You are feeling these feelings because they are yours, and because this is important to you. As we breathe into that, we notice that once we give ourselves permission, we can hold anything. Once we give ourselves grace, we can love anything. Breathing into that situation, we now see it as it is, and we look through it. We look through it to what it could be. What that same exact situation could possibly be with a new consciousness, with a new understanding, with an injection of love, of wisdom, of kindness and caring. We see nations rising in serenity, in mutual understanding. And we see individuals changed at core. We see ourselves having even greater capacity to love and to forgive. To forgive others for missing the mark. To forgive ourselves for falling short. And to forgive God for not being everything we thought it was. We breathe once again, knowing that our wholeness is unbreakable, that our wholeness is undeniable, and that our wholeness is inevitable. You are an eternal being of spirit, an eternal expression of divine life. And your being here is a miracle. Your being is healing, and your truth is eternal. Here in the silence, celebrate the wholeness you are. We have created this space, this consciousness of infinite possibility. And as we spend time and energy in this space, we are able to shift ourselves to a higher vibration so that the world resonates, vibrates, and shifts right along with us.
This inner space has the power to set us free. It's the cavern of creation and the truth of you and me. This inner space, an eternity of time. It's the moment of the holy now and the allness that is mine. This inner space contains all that we need. From deep within the invisible flows the living air we breathe. This inner space is flowing in my bones. It stirs my heart, it stirs my mind, and every prayer I've ever known. And I say, breathe. Just breathe. Now breathe. This peace, this inner space is the ocean of our souls. And when we feel most broken, the truth is we are whole. This inner space invites us to renew. In all our endless choosing, we become the chosen two. So I say, breathe. Just breathe. Now breathe. This peace. So I say, breathe. 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 This peace of this inner space.
Namaste.
Thank you, Misa. And thank you, Reverend Ken. I feel like I just had 4 or 5 lessons in one talk. And thank you all for your questions. They were very touching and heartwarming. I'd like you to get out your spiritual connection card, if you would. And you'll see there you have some choices that we've selected for you to choose from, or you can add your own. So this week, I listen beyond my comfort zone. I speak from love today. This week, I find the sacred in every conversation. And this week, I transform healing into shared light. Again, when the basket comes around, you can share those and they'll be powered up for you all week. Thank you. Whew. What a great service we're having here today. So, I'd like to invite you to our spiritual discussion group. It happens downstairs with our online community. Hi, online community. You grab some food, move over to the conference room, and talk about some of the things that we heard today, some questions you might have or something you might want to go a little deeper. And I encourage you to do it. It's a great experience. Also, I want to talk to you about time, talent, and treasure. You know, I'm always amazed here of the time people give towards our ministry, and you give your time to be here, and we are grateful for that. And boy, do we have some talent, do we not? Astra, thank you. Misa, Callie. Boy, do we have some talent here. And your treasure is always welcome to us. We are grateful for it, as you can see the bounties of what we've been able to create and carry forth into the world. So we love that you share them with us. I wanted to give you an update on something. If you were here, who was here last week? You heard about the pledge. We gave an update on the development committee. By the way, we're still looking for members. But Sean, could you stand up, please? Sean came up last week and said he was offering a pledge, a match of $5,000. And I have some good news for you. We're almost there. Almost there. So we're going to extend it to the end of today. So in case you want to join in, it's $5,000 match for dollar. So you still have an opportunity today if you'd like to donate towards it, pledge towards it, just let us know, and it'll go towards that $5,000, and we'll let you know where we ended up next week. And Sean, thank you again for your generosity. I want to share with you how you give here. There's a QR code behind me. It's also in your bulletin that you can give to. You can write a check right here to Page Street. The basket's going to come around, your cash, throw in a gold ring. Whatever it is you want to donate, we will take it gratefully. We are grateful for the treasures that you share with us. So please know as the baskets come around, I'll invite the ushers to bring them. And we have an affirmation that we do along with that. And I'm going to say it once and then we will know it together. I give with abundant love and joy. As I give, I receive. Please know this with me. I give with abundant love and joy. As I give, I receive.
And so it is. And so it is. In addition to the fabulous meditations and online, at your fingertip service information, we also have a wealth of programming for you to help deepen your spiritual walk and your spiritual understanding of Unity Principle. There is a book study starting this Wednesday, the 25th, with Dave Cooperberg, who's one of our licensed Unity teachers, where he's going to be going into, in detail, Within the Flow of Life by Eric Butterworth. Everyone know who Eric Butterworth is? All you need to know is he transformed Rev Ken's life. That's all the testimony I needed. But he's one of the thought people, the change makers, the change agents of Unity. And digging into this book and getting an understanding from Eric Butterworth's point of view will help to kind of deepen and expand your understanding of Unity teaching. So we absolutely encourage you to attend. Now keep in mind, that's 2 days from now. That's this week, all right? So I believe you need to check the website, or you can talk to either Red Ken or myself or one of the staff about enrolling for the class. It is 100% online, and it starts at 5 p.m. PST. So for our East Coast folks, that'll be 8 p.m. your time.
And guess who's coming back? Reverend Jackie's going to be back with us on July 13th for our service. If you've not seen Reverend Jackie, you're in for a treat. And if you have, you know you want to come back for it. So join us on Sunday, July 13th for Reverend Jackie, who will be joining us again.
Yes, indeed. And we have a call to action from our own Urban Angels SF. So Save a Life Through Literacy is a mentorship tutoring type of a program where we're actually being asked to provide reading and fundamental support for the youth of San Francisco. They absolutely still need tutors. You need only be 16 years old. So if you have 16-year-old children or 16-year-old children in your life, this would be an opportunity for them to give back. You do need to go to the urbanangelsSF.org volunteer. Now be really careful. That's Urban Angels SF. So it's a double S. .org/volunteer for more information. But this is a really powerful ministry that one of our members has been doing, and Nelson is amazing. So if this is something that you can support, or if you know of someone who can support, we highly recommend it.
And our own Jessica Rahm is having a workshop. It's called Movement as Medicine. It's 2 p.m. tomorrow. That's tomorrow. And it's a 5-day workshop, June 23rd through 27th. And you can relieve burnout through targeted movement. There's a VIP upgrade for $49. There's a code for signups. And I believe it's at 2, we determined.
It's at 2 p.m. tomorrow.
2 p.m. tomorrow.
However, those other days of the week, the time may vary. So it's really important, if it's something that you're interested in, you definitely should use the QR code and sign up. Next up, we have Anu. So how many of you were here when Anu was our soloist? Wasn't he amazing? We're actually going to have him back, but in addition to his fabulous singing voice, he also does amazing breathwork workshops. And he'll be doing one on July 6th right here. I believe there will be a cacao ceremony. Hot chocolate. There'll be a cacao ceremony involved in that process as well. So if you're available from 3:30 p.m. on July 6th, this is an in-person only event. More information is on the website and in your bulletin.
And we have spiritual connection groups for you. Check your bulletin or the website, the Gay Men's Spirituality Group, Spiritually Feminine, and Mindful Miles with our own Kate Thornton. Kate, raise your hand, please. I know you're here. There you are back there. I think she was here. She must be downstairs. She wants us to check in with her about the location. So if you want to be part of it this time, please check in with Kate, and she'll let you know where it's at.
Indeed, indeed. Now, would you like prayer? That last question about affirmative prayer and understanding what does it actually transform? You can have that live and in person in your life with one of our fabulous prayer chaplains. Just look for the white stole. We've got Marty down front. We've got Tyler in the back. You can also grab Reb Ken, provided you can get his attention for more than 5 minutes. And we'll be more than happy to pray and affirm and hold anything for you, whether it's something that you want to celebrate or something that you need to navigate. The prayer chaplains are here to hold that and support that for you in the prayer field.
And we thank you. We thank our AV team. Arthur, we thank you. I thank you for being here and singing with us. Music team, thank you. And we thank all of you for joining us, whether it's online or here in person. And now, stand as you're willing and able. I'm giving it back to Misa.
All right. So we are going to go into our final community song, which is going to be led by our own Astra Fox. This is going to be more of a catch it as you can, bopping kind of a song. But before we do that, I do want to just take a moment and honor our music team. So our music team today was the fabulous one-man band of Arthur Koo. And then another round of applause for our featured soloist and guest musician, Astra Fox.
Affirmation that I'd like us to use to close off this service and to stand in our personal power. I use my voice to make a positive change in the world. Can we all rise and know that together? To say it out loud and proud together. I use my voice to make a positive change in the world. And so it is.
How does the light move through you? What is the shining star that lights you? If you could write a song, would you sing that song all day long? If you could write a book, would you write that book as long as it took? If you know what makes your heart sing and the muse that pulls your heartstrings, do it now. If you could sail a ship, would you set out on a worldwide trip? If you could fly a plane, would the sky become your new domain? If you know what makes your heart sing and the muse that pulls your heartstrings, do it now. If you dream it's possible, you will be unstoppable. If you could be more kind, would you feel peace of mind? If you had a skip in your step, would you feel truly blessed? If you know what makes your heart sing and the muse that pulls your heartstrings, do it now, do it now, do it now, do it now. If you know what makes your heart sing muse that pulls your heartstrings, and the gift that lights your shining. Do it now. Do it now. Do it now. Do it now. Do it now.
Happy Sunday.
How does the light move through you? What is the shining star that lights you?
Astra Fox. Arthur, play something fun.